Hi there, it's me Saif again with another video. And this video is about learning more about NumPy. Like, there are a lot of built-in functions or a lot of ways you can create NumPy. You can do like matrix, multiplication, addition, subtraction. You can access and array elements from NumPy, or you can slice it, or you can do a lot of things. So let's get started with writing our code related to NumPy. So as always, let me add a title here. At first, I'm gonna create a 1D NumPy array. So let me just convert that to Markdown. By the way, I always use the HTML, syntax with that to have this title. So let me have this as a Markdown. Then let me run this. Okay, that's the best way to write some text with the code I'm gonna write here. Okay, cool. So how I'm gonna create a NumPy array? We already know that. At first, we need to import NumPy library, and let's give a name here. Let's say the name is np, and let me hit the run button here by using the Ctrl plus Enter shortcut. Right? Okay, you can see NumPy is running here. My PC is going a little bit slow here because I'm using a lot of stuffs in different screen right now. Okay, good. Now let me create a NumPy. 1D means here I'm having like a one dimension NumPy array, and let me hit the enter here, and you can see that's what the array we have, like 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now guys, what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna use a built-in function called as reshape, and by which I'm gonna convert this 1D NumPy array to a two-dimensional NumPy array. You can create that without even using reshape. You can just write down two dimension by using this this notation, but let me use the reshaping here. Okay, so let me give a new name b, which is a new array, and let me call the NumPy package, and then let me use the reshape. Okay, then use the first bracket. Now inside this first bracket, you need to mention like which array you're using. Okay, so I'm going to reshape the array A, and then mention how many rows and how many columns you have in your two-dimensional NumPy array, and make sure that makes sense. Like if you say, okay, I'm gonna have 5 rows and 5 columns with only these 6 values, that's not possible. That will not gonna work. Okay, so let me just write it down like this way. Let me just say 3 rows and 2 columns, and then let me hit the enter. Okay, so here I'm getting some problems. I hope that makes sense. So here we have like 6 values, and I want to have, okay, so here I missed a first bracket here actually while talking with you. Okay, now it worked, and then let me call the B array, and let me hit the run button again. Now you can see here we have like row number 1 which have 1 2, row number 2 which have 3 4, row number 3 which have 5 6, and column number 1 have 1 3 5, column number 2 have 2 4 6. So that's how we created a two-dimensional NumPy array. Well, in mathematics we call it like a matrix form, right? So you can always add, subtract, and multiply to matrix. By the way, before that, let me do one more thing. Let me create another two-dimensional NumPy array by calling the transpose built-in function here. Okay, so let me give a title here. Let's say I want to use the transpose. Transpose means mathematically, guys, the row will be converted to columns, and columns will be converted to rows. Okay, so what will happen? Let me show you that. Let me just use C, another name, and call the NumPy package, and then let me use transpose, and just use a first bracket, and inside that let me call the array B, which was our two-dimensional array. So let me hit the run button here. At the same time, so let me use the C array to call the name. Okay, good. Now you can see, guys, previously our first column was 1 3 5 in the B array. Now in the C array, this column has converted to a row, and you can see all this value is now in my first row. Similarly, second column has been converted to second rows. Okay, so that's how the transpose works. So now by this term we actually created two-dimensional array B and C. Now what if you want to use the matrix multiplication on these two array? So let me give a title again. Okay, that's interesting, guys. So let me hit the run button here, and now you can see it shows as matrix multiplications. Okay, now to do the matrix multiplication, you need to call the Numpy package, and you need to use a function called dot. I think there in fact another way as well to get the matrix multiplication. And then you need to call the Numpy array that you want to have in your matrix multiplication. Let's say B and C, that's what we have. And then let me hit the run button here. And okay, finger crossed, the code is still running, and I'm having some error again. Oh wow, so I didn't expect that. Let me see what is the problem we have. So we have some problem with the B. Okay, so what is the problem we're having, guys? By the way, if you don't know, to have the matrix multiplications, the first matrix column number has to be equal to the second matrix row number. So let me check it out again. So in the B we have like 2 column, and in the C we have 2 rows. So I think that should work. Okay, so here I have used the dot. Okay, I think I have used some unnecessary brackets here. Okay, let me skip the brackets here, and let me hit the run button again. Oh wow, now it works. So matrix multiplication is a little bit complicated things mathematically. You know, we are not explaining here. If you want, you can learn that by yourself. Now similarly, guys, if you want, you can do, you know, matrix addition and subtraction. However, that require to have same number of rows and same number of columns in the both matrix. Like for the B we have like 3 column and 2 rows, and in the C we have like 3 rows. In the C we have 2 rows, 3 column. In the B we have like 2 columns and 3 rows. So it's not exactly equal, right? So let me create 2 matrix. Let me copy our code to save our time. And here, let me hit the run button here. Now here I have created 2 matrix called E and F. Okay, if you want to see that, you can run E. Here you can see. And then here if you can run F. Now you can see both the matrix have, you know, equal number of rows and columns. And now if I just want to use, if I want to add these 2 matrices, I can simply use E plus F and hit the run button here. You can see I got it, and then E minus F, and here I got the matrix subtraction now. Okay, so that's a little bit ideas about the matrix. That is something, you know, you can do by using Numpy array, which is something really powerful things to do. So now let me show you how can you use the array indexing and array slicing. Well, this kind of things like calling a specific elements from an array. So let me give a title here again. Okay, now it looks better, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. Now the array indexing means, let's say I want to call the first value from the A Numpy array. So let's say the A Numpy array here. So for the to call the first value, which is 1 here, I need to use 0, guys. I have to remember whenever we call any elements in the Python, it always start counting from 0. So when you say 0, it actually means 1, right? Yeah. So here I want to have the first element, which is 1, right? Similarly, you know, you can call from the 2-dimensional Numpy array as well. So let's say B is a 2-dimensional array, and let's say I want to have a value that exists in row number 2 and column number 2 as well. So when I say row number 2, I have to use 1. When I say column number 2, I have to use 1 again. Okay, so then let me hit the run button here, and you can see the value which is in the row number 2, and row number 2 have 2 values like 3 and 4, and the value which is in column number 2 is 4. So this 4 is what we have asked for. Similarly, if you want to have like, okay, I want to have like all the value in third rows. Here you can see I did not input any column values. That means I want to have all the values on that column, whatever I asked for. So I want to have 2. That means I want to have third rows. In the third row, I have 5 and 6, and that's what I got in my output. Great. Now, finally, let me show you how can you use the Numpy array slicing. It's kind of similar things with the array indexing. It's also kind of indexing, I would see. There is not that much difference. It's like calling one index from another index, okay? So let me move forward. So how you can use the Numpy array slicing? It's like giving a range. So for example, from the a Numpy array, I want to have all the value from third value to all the values, okay, or up to whatever we have. So starting from 2 means third value, and let's say I'm not indicating any maximum value here. You can say I got 3, 4, 5, 6, all the value. So it's like giving out a range and see how the range works. So for example, I can also do that like this. I want to have 3 up to 5 values. Okay, it's like slicing in the middle of the a Numpy array. So now you can see I'm getting 3, 4, and 5. So that's how even you can call from the B as well. Let's say I want to have, that's interesting, okay? Let's say I want to have 0 up to 1, and then column number 0, okay? Okay, so it says that 1 is the value that is in these rows, and that satisfies also column number 1. So it's like column number 1 up to 2, but I want to have the values that is exactly in the column number 1. Sorry, it says row number 1 up to 2 and column number 1. So row number 1, 2 means 1, 2, 3, 4. But I want to have only the value that has in the first column. So the first column we have only 1 here. That's what I have asked for. That is something that some similar example you can try it by yourself to understand the Numpy array indexing and slicing. And we will learn a few more things in the next video as well. Till then, take care, bye bye. But before that, if you did not subscribe my YouTube channel yet, please do consider subscribing. Thank you very much.